Anywhere. Download the radio.com app and favorite News Radio 1080 KRLD.
Thanks for staying with us. 1:50. I'm David Rankin. This portion of the news for Wortham Brothers Roofing. The aviation world's looking at a growing shortage of commercial airline pilots, and that shortage is causing some airlines to reshape their flight schedules until there are more qualified people to fly. Boeing says airlines will need 637,000 more pilots over the next 20 years. Because it could be double the number of flights by that time, there's even greater shortage of women pilots. One person here in North Texas is working towards that goal. Her name's Christy Wong. She's on the KRLD news line. So, Christy, what made you decide to do this?
So I've actually always wanted to be a pilot since I was really young. But life gets in the way, and it's one of those things where you don't really think it's attainable until somebody tells you or until life happens to you and you realize that it is attainable. In fact, when I first started flying as a student pilot, it was still kind of a pipe dream almost. It was like, well, I'm just going to take this one rating at a time and see how far I can get. Ultimately, I want to fly professionally, but it was one of those, well, if I make it and I can at least get to my private pilot's license, and you know what, then I can at least fly airplanes. Then it was, okay, if I can get my instrument certificate, then I can fly, and now I can fly in the clouds. And so it's just kind of gone along like that. And then, of course, I recently earned my commercial certificate.
And what does that mean you can do?
It means I can get paid to fly now.
Privately or on eventually with an airline?
Correct. There's a lot in terms of experience, hours, types of airplanes and whatnot. So I'm still a long way to go. And as of right now, I can only fly as pilot in command single engine airplanes. But for example, if somebody called me and said, hey, Christy, I've got this airplane that needs to be ferried from Addison to Denton, and it's like a 172 or something along those lines, I will pay you for your time to take my airplane and ferry it. I could do that.
From the time you started to where you are right now, how long has this taken you to achieve so far?
So I've been flying for a year and a half now since my very first hour logged. It's been just under a year and a half. Now, there's a few things to take into consideration. Of course, I work full time. I'm a mom. I've got kids, and so there are programs out there where if you have the money and the time, you can get in and get all of your ratings. They call it 0 to hero within 6 to 9 months.
How expensive is this?
It depends on what route you go. Obviously, if you go to one of the programs or schools, it is going to cost more, but I'm doing it a different route. I'm not going to a school or doing a program. Steve and I, my husband, he is actually my flight instructor. So I'm in a little bit different situation than most people because most people don't have their own personal flight instructor. And then last year we bought our own airplane. So the last 2 ratings that I've earned, I actually did it in my airplane.
Where do you see this going in the next few years?
I want to fly professionally, but I'm kind of leaving it open-ended. When I first started, it was like, I'm going to fly for the airlines. And then halfway through my training, I thought, no, you know what? Corporate flying sounds really cool, too. And so I've got this mindset right now where anything's possible. It really does depend on what opportunities come my way while I'm earning all of my ratings and building my time. Honestly, I just want to fly. There's just so many possibilities out there.
Her name is Christy Wong. 154.